That Broadwood game tonight will be Kilmarnock manager Bobby Williamson. The Tennant Scottish Cup holders continue their defence on Saturday with a fourth-round tie against local rivals Ayr at Somerset Park. The watching Williamson wants to guard against any cup upset.
They call it the glamour of the Cup, a windswept training pitch on the Ayrshire coast. It's all a far cry from Kilmarnock's glory day in May when they lifted the trophy for the first time in 68 years. Their defence began with a 2-0 win at Stranraer, and to stay on course they must negotiate another away tie with their near neighbours Ayr United.
Well, that's the way it goes, that's the draw and that's what we've got, so we've just got to go on with it the best we can. As I said, we're just concentrating and trying to get past Ayr United.
Well, I don't think Kilmarnock would have picked a draw to come to Ayr United, you know, a local derby. Cup holders, it's a very difficult one for them, but they're the side in form at the moment. They're going great guns. You've got to give them a lot of credit for that.
Bobby Williamson played in the last cup meeting, a 2-1 win for Killie 5 years ago. But what does he know of today's Ayr United?
Well, I've not seen much of them this season. They've come up from the second to the first and they're just above the relegation spot, so I don't really know how much they've done. But to be fair, it's a derby game and they're in a cup tie and a bargain, so they'll be well up for it.
But if Williamson plans to get wise by watching Ayr's league visit to Airdrie, there's some advice.
Yeah, we've looked at Kilmarnock, but I can say Bobby's wasting his time. I'm going to change my team Saturday anyway, so there's no point in him coming along. He can sit in the house and put his feet up.
Forget the old firm. When it comes to emotionally charged matches, Ayr United versus Kilmarnock clashes are as tense as they get. And when the game is in the Scottish Cup and one side are the current holders, then prepare for battle. First Division United braved the Ayrshire elements this morning in preparation for the clash. Manager Gordon Dalziel knows will be a cracker.
A massive game, the town's looking forward to it. I think since I've came here, I've played Rangers Celtic games and great derbies, but when you come to a town like Ayr and then you look at the Kilmarnock Ayr game, it's just as big and everybody's talking about it. The tickets are going great, so it should be a great atmosphere and great game.
United midfielder Gordon Burns is a local lad who has supported the side for many years. He fully appreciates the magnitude of the tie in his area.
I live in Troon, so there's a lot of Ayr and Kilmarnock fans, so if Kilmarnock beat us, I'm going to get a lot of stick. But if Ayr win, then I'll get a lot of praise, so hopefully Ayr will win.
Another Ayr player desperate to overturn their Premier rivals is club captain Andy Milne, a former Killie player himself. Although he might not say it too loudly down Somerset Parkway, Milne's glad that Killie are doing well. But that feeling of goodwill ends at 3 p.m. on Saturday.
I'm delighted to see Kilmarnock doing well. Obviously I'm at Ayr United now and I'll be looking to do well for them. But no, it's great playing in an atmosphere like that. And I'm sure everybody that's selected Saturday will feel the same way, because it'll be a full house and they're the type of games you want to play in. And I'm sure there'll be a few more United fans than normal. And hopefully if we can do well on the day, hopefully a few of them will stay for the rest of the season.
Currently sitting fourth bottom of the First Division, everyone at the newly promoted side knows that league stability is the main objective this year. But having beaten Killie 1-0 in the Coca-Cola Cup last season, the honest men are ready to give the Scottish Cup a real go as well.
There's nothing to be scared of. Just play our own game, who knows, we might even sneak a victory.
Well, it's financial, we've got to look at that, but when you get drawn against Kilmarnock, the finance goes right out the window as far as everybody's concerned. They're more interested in beating Kilmarnock, and obviously Kilmarnock cup holders come to a local derby, they'll be interested in beating us as well. So we know it's a difficult game, but finance is right out the window as far as the supporters are concerned. It's only a win.
Meanwhile at Rugby Park, the sparkling Scottish Cup still sits proudly in its cabinet. Sitting fourth in the Premier after Saturday's 1-0 win over St Johnstone, Killie are playing with confidence. Defending the trophy is a tough task though, but it's one manager Bobby Williamson is looking forward to.
Can't come quick enough now. It's a very big game for both clubs and we know how much it means to support us, so it's very important we get through this tie.
The match is already a sellout and the Killie gaffer is well aware of the derby connotations. He's also hoping to avenge last season's League Cup result as well.
We know how much it hurt us last year when we got knocked out here in the Coca-Cola, so we'd like to make amends for that.
And what about your supporters?
Yeah, our supporters, they're right up for the game. It's a big game for our supporters, make no mistake. And we want to give them a wee reward by hopefully getting through.
Killie's 1-0 victory over Falkirk led to unprecedented celebrations in the town. It's an achievement the players and fans will never forget, and one the former Rangers star hopes can be achieved by another side out with the old firm this time around.
I don't know if Rangers are starting to get a bit blasé about winning these tournaments. I'm sure they don't, but it's difficult for their supporters to celebrate is the way that normal clubs, well, not normal clubs, provincial clubs can do. We've been in a town and an area that's just committed to the one club. And if we don't win it, I hope it goes to another club like that. So someday it's not won the cup for a long, long time. And just to give them a bit of pleasure away.
Despite Killie's successful season so far, down-to-earth Williamson reckons his side could have done better. And although he may dream of doing 2 in a row, the cautious gaffer is looking no further than this weekend's clash.
We try not to look that far ahead. We've got a big tie, as I said, on Saturday, and that's just through them now, just to get past that and see what the draw brings.
Somerset Park, an unlikely football home to 5 Frenchmen who formed a foreign legion at Ayr United. 3 of them are expected to line up against Kilmarnock. This week, extra time brought Killie's French striker Jérôme Vareille to the ground, where he'll face his countrymen tomorrow. Being a derby match, it will be fast and furious. Are you Frenchmen ready for that kind of battle?
Yeah, why? Because you think French is soft? No, yeah, it's in France we play some derby, and it's not just Scottish player is strong. The French player is strong, as all French player is ready for this game. But it's not the same atmosphere when we play in cup, because it's more strong, and in derby it's stronger, and we need to win. And when we won the cup last year, we must win.
Vareille's performed well for Kilmarnock since his summer move from French club Mulhouse under the Bosman ruling. But he could well have been lining up for the opposition in tomorrow's cup clash.
I went here for a try during the summer for 2 weeks, and the first game we played against Rangers and we lost 9-0, but it was not a good game. But after 2 weeks I changed. My agent told me I have other club in the Premier League, and I think it was better for me, and I signed immediately.
And the man Vareille must beat tomorrow, Ayr United goalkeeper David Castilla, has been attracting interest from several top English sides and was on trial at West Ham United earlier this season. Of course, you wouldn't leave Ayr United for the English Premiership.
It depends. I've got...
Depends on the French francs.
Yes, and it depends as well on the club. I'm very ambitious.
It was all friendly banter at this meeting, but when they get down to the serious stuff tomorrow, how are Ayr going to stop Vareille and Killie from ending their cup dreams?
I don't want Mark. I don't want to play against him. I hope he go on the left and I stay on the right, you know.
Or stay on the bench. Gaffer of Kilmarnock, put Jérôme Vareille on the bench.
Better for hair.
Better for hair. You can win the game. Put every player of Kilmarnock and just reserve, and you can beat this. No problem. This message for you.
You can't beat a pokey hat and a stroll along the prom. I used to come here on my holidays, you know, and it's a wonderful place here. Over the years I've won awards for ice cream cones and fish suppers. But see, when it comes to football, over the years everyone's given them a licking.
When I came here at first, we were sitting second bottom of second division, and they just wanted a big success, and it meant so much to them. We went last year in the Coca-Cola Cup up to Rugby Park, we won 1-0, and I couldn't believe the response. I was a local hero for about a couple of weeks in the town, and everybody was up congratulating me. I couldn't believe how much it meant to them, but I'm sure Saturday is just as important to them.
Is the passion as strong as it would be for Rangers or Celtic?
It's worse. You can ask Bobby, it's worse, it's phenomenal. You wouldn't believe it till you came here. Already travelling down the road, I come by Kilmarnock and I've had vans giving me the fingers. I don't know if they're saying all the best or 2-0.
You have to hand it to United. They're trying quite hard, really. This is the club's shop where you can buy just about anything with the club's name upon it. For example, there's some gents' underwear, Ayr United FC. Sadly, though, there is no ladies' equivalent, which is a shame, really, because I had a great line about Ayr and a G-string. For all the history in this part of the world, Ayr, the football team, have seldom been poetry in motion over the years. A victory against Kilmarnock would be against the odds. But with respect to the county's most famous son, there is no rhyme nor reason to football in these parts. The clubs might be county cousins, but they're feuding ones.
You don't realise what like is when you come down to a town like this and we draw Kilmarnock in the cup and it's pandemonium. Everybody's desperate to win. I'm sure Kilmarnock supporters are the same, so it's a massive game for the towns.
Does that mean if you don't win this, you have to flee the country Saturday night?
Well, I've got a ticket booked for 5:10 just in case.
There is one member of the Ayr squad who knows what it's like to skipper a team to Scottish Cup glory. Ali Dawson did it with Rangers in 1981, and now as assistant manager of United, hopes his cosmopolitan side can grab some of that feeling.
We've got a mixture of French, we've got a mixture of players who have been over the course, and one or two starting to break into the team as well, so it's quite a good balance. There's a good balance of experience with a few fresh faces.
When the draw came out, did you honestly think, yes or oh no, we didn't really want Kilmarnock?
I don't think anybody wants it so early. Later on, as the numbers, obviously, if the two teams have went through and they're down to the last 8 or the last 4, then it gets more exciting. But it would maybe later on. But you take every game as it comes.
You've got experience in your team. Andy Millen, of course, was at Kilmarnock.
Well, I brought Andy Millen from Kilmarnock and Wright Rovers, he'd been at Kilmarnock. I brought Derek Anderson in for Kilmarnock just for the one purpose, to take the pressure off me on Saturday, and hopefully fans will go on in him.
You know, it would be a shame if some kind of civil war ruined this tie between Ayr United and Kilmarnock, because it's all about what the players, the heroes, do on the afternoon. And in this neck of the woods, they treat their heroes with reverence. Look what they did for Tommy.
Let's check on what's happening at Somerset Park. There's the final scenes. Ayr United have beaten the holders Kilmarnock at Somerset. Ayr United 2, Kilmarnock 0. Kilmarnock are out of the Scottish Cup. Jubilant fans there at Somerset. Conditions not the best, but Ayr United won't be worried about that. They've knocked out the holders through Jim Dick and Ian Ferguson, and highlights of that game on Sportsy Match of the Day tonight. Also, Wraith Rovers 1, Falkirk 3 in the cup this afternoon. And let's check on that match, get a report on that match at Somerset. Kilmarnock, the holders, out. Richard Gordon reports.
A stunning win for Ayr United in a match played in dreadful conditions. It was Ayr who had the better of the early chances. Ian Ferguson coming close twice with a header and then a shot on the turn which Gordon Marshall saved. But Kilmarnock hit back and they almost went ahead after 24 minutes. MacPherson under all sorts of trouble there, but he gets it away. It's really becoming more and more difficult for the players out there. Decent ball in, and now the chance. Well, the goalkeeper did very well indeed. Thereafter, goalkeeper Finn Bogason of Ayr United proved to be the man of the match. He saved twice from Holt, from Roberts and from Lauchlan. And as Ayr United were soaking up the pressure, they hit Kilmarnock on the break. 2 goals in 2 minutes near the end of the match. The first when Ian Ferguson broke clear on the right, and his cross was powerfully headed in by Jim Dick. A couple of minutes later, a mistake on the goal line by Jim Lauchlan. Laurent Jaffot cut it back, and Ferguson delightfully curled it past Gordon Marshall. Ayr United have waited a long time for this. It's the first time they've beaten their local rivals in the Cup since 1924. Ayr United 2, Kilmarnock 0.
To the cup shock of the day, the holders Kilmarnock out, beaten by Ayr United 2-0, and the Ayr United manager Gordon Dalziel is talking with Richard Gordon.
Gordon, there was doubt about whether this match would take place. You'll be fairly pleased it did.
Delighted now after the result. Yeah, it was a bit heavy. The referee that we doubt around about 1 o'clock, but we spiked it and we knew it was going to cut up and we knew it was heavy, so we picked a team for that sort of a surface and we're delighted with the result.
And you presumably wouldn't fault the players at all for the effort they showed despite those awful conditions?
No, we've taken them away for a couple of days there and we got them together, good team spirit, and I thought that's what leaps and bounds for us, because we went out there and worked our socks off, and I think we deserved our victory in them.
The quality of the goals must have pleased you.
We've never seen, especially the first one, we've sat in a little bit and let Kilmarnock, obviously give them a lot of respect, cup holders, but we're doing well in the break, and Big Ferguson put a magnificent ball in. Our game plan was for James Dick to arrive late in the box. He's timed it magnificently and put it away. Fantastic goal.
It was clear what this game means to both sets of fans. Just being here, the atmosphere was fantastic, wasn't it?
Well, I've always said I've been involved in a lot of big games, but today is probably the biggest game I've been involved in. It wasn't a game for anybody else but the supporters, and I hope you enjoyed the atmosphere and the way people went about. You've seen the reaction of our supporters when win, so they'll be delighted tonight, and I hope you enjoy themselves.
And what might it mean for Ayr United and for the town to get this win?
Well, we're in the quarter-finals of the Scottish Cup, and we're looking forward to a draw, but my main concern for this club is to keep ourselves in the first division, and I hope that this result today sparks a wee lift and we can go and do something on Tuesday night against Hamilton Accies and keep ourselves our status as the first division club.
Gordon, well done today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations. Disappointment this afternoon for the cup holders Kilmarnock. A big shock, beaten by Ayr United 2-0. And Richard Gordon is now talking with the Killie boss, Bobby Williamson.
Bobby, I guess you're very, very disappointed after that.
Absolutely gutted. 10th Scottish Cup brought us a great day. It's also brought us our saddest day. Absolutely gutted for the supporters who came out in these conditions and watched that.
Did you feel, first of all, that the game should have taken place?
The game's played. Can't go on about that. It's really disappointed. I'd made plans to go up to Lochilphead this weekend to support the Anthony Nolan Bone Marrow Trust, and I'm going to go. I'm not going to let any more people down this weekend.
Did you see those goals coming?
Well, when you don't take chances, and we had a few, not many to be fair, they don't go in for you. You feel it's going to be your day. But Gordon Marshall's made a save until he's picking the ball out the back of the net in the 83rd, 84th minute. Let's say that's cup football for you, and I hope the team that goes on to win it gets as much enjoyment out of it as we did last year.
Even more disappointing the fact that it is your local rivals, presumably.
Especially more disappointing. That's a real gutter. I mean, we know how much it means to supporters, and we've let them down today.
Thanks.
Disappointment for Kilmarnock now. Before
Ayr United make 5 changes to the side beaten by Airdrie in midweek. Icelandic goalkeeper Christian Finnbogason is back from international duty. He replaces David Castilla, who's on the bench. Also in, John Robertson, Keith Hogg, Jim Dick and Gary Bowman. Under the new rules, Andy Millen plays despite his red card at Broadwood. He captains Ayr against one of his former teams, having enjoyed a successful spell at Rugby Park. Kilmarnock have lost just once in their last 11 outings, and there's a familiar look to the side listed by Bobby Williamson, as Killie look to extend their love affair with this competition. The only change sees Gordon Marshall return from injury in place of Colin Meldrum. It's just Marshall's second appearance since his move from Celtic. His only game so far was in the previous round against Stranraer. The game was given the go-ahead just 90 minutes before kick-off by referee Hugh Dallas. It's the 6th Scottish Cup meeting of these local rivals. Kilmarnock have won the last 4, Ayr United won the very first one, and that was back in 1924, and immediately they're on the attack. But that ball goes behind, and Gordon Marshall gets his first touch, which will surely be important on what is a very difficult day for all the players. The rain falling incessantly in Ayrshire, and Gordon Marshall and his opposite number, Christian Finnbogason, will have to be at their very best to cope with these conditions. Early chance for Kilmarnock, and good hard tackling there by Andy Millen to knock the ball out, and Hugh Dallas has decided that it will be the throw-in to Kilmarnock. Ali Mitchell with a cross, and now Christian Finnbogason does get his first touch and his first slide of the afternoon. Paul Agnew who knocked that rather hopeful ball up. It's well taken by Ian Ferguson. And the ball in from Burns, a chance for Dick. And Gordon Marshall was very alert. Well, that's why Hugh Dallas had to think long and hard before calling this game on. He did have an awful close look at the pitch. And it's hard going for both sets of players. Gary Bowman with a little space, he's looking for Ferguson. That was well read by Lauchlan, but it's still Ayr. Robertson with a cross, Ferguson with a chance! It was the first real opening of the match, the cross from John Robertson. Good header by Ferguson, well taken by Marshall. High hopeful ball from Lauchlan, which Millen wins. And now Mitchell with a through ball for Mark Roberts. Here's Paul Wright in the middle, and he can't find him. Now Holt with a shot. And Ayr United defending in depth and snuffing out the danger. And a further chance for United now. They have the throw-in. It's Paul Agnew on the run. Now the chance for Ferguson. Well, it was Jim Lauchlan who slipped to allow the opportunity for Ian Ferguson. And Gordon Marshall stood up to it. Dangerous ball in from Bowman. Lauchlan slipping in the mud. Ferguson had time, turned, couldn't direct the ball past Marshall. MacPherson under all sorts of trouble there, but he gets it away. And it's really becoming more and more difficult for the players out there. Decent ball in. And now the chance. Well, the goalkeeper did very well indeed. The ball broke for Ali Mitchell, and Finn Bogason showed very good handling there. Dangerous ball into the box, it skidded through. Ali Mitchell had the opportunity. Finn Bogason stayed up long enough and then went down comfortably. Gary Holt gets a break of it, and Mark Roberts now trying to get away from Agnew, who did well tackling in from behind. Kilmarnock still have it though. Reilly to Lauchlan. Trying the shot! Well, that was good handling by the goalkeeper, Finn Bogason. A much better effort by Lauchlan this time, kept it down, it bounced just in front of the keeper, who did well. One of the younger elements of the crowd, hopefully enjoying her big day out. The referee Hugh Dallas calls a halt to proceedings, and that will be welcome relief for both sets of players. Ian Ferguson has come closest for Ayr United, a header and a shot on the turn which Gordon Marshall saved well. For Kilmarnock, well, the closest they've come perhaps. Ali Mitchell in the centre of picture there, having got round the defence, was foiled by the goalkeeper Christian Finn Bogason. The fans enjoying what is a rare local derby for them, despite the dreadful overhead conditions and indeed underfoot conditions. At half-time, Ayr United 0, Kilmarnock 0. Well, the Ayr United ground staff have been working hard during the interval, but as you can see, things have hardly improved as Kilmarnock get things going in the second half. Paul Wright immediately setting up Vareille, and you can see how the ball held up there, allowing Ayr to clear. Vareille just about laid that one up, and now Kilmarnock get the chance. Holt in the box, and Finn Bogason saves it with his foot. Again, the conditions played a big part in that. Martin Baker stabbing it through. Eventually it foiled for Gary Holt. He just about kept his feet, and Finn Bogason saved well. The ball strikes Hugh Dallas there, almost falls for Kilmarnock. They still have the chance. Bodies flying everywhere. And eventually they clear. But for how long? Reilly for Kilmarnock. And now Mitchell tries to switch it. Jim Dick being tugged by Jerome Vareille. Ayr have the free kick. Held robbed by Jim Lauchlan. They've just about kept it in. Well, they thought they had. The flag's up, and Kilmarnock will have a throw. Good work again by Paul Wright for Mark Roberts. trying to find just an inch of space there. Well, between them, Roberts and Baker made the space. Cross from Baker, and the header away by Chimtek. Good covering by the Ayr United midfielder. They battled very hard to get it. Eventually the cross coming in, and Dick was first to meet it. Ali Mitchell again with a corner. The chance. Eventually the shot comes in from Roberts, and that was a great save by Finn Bogerson. The ball eventually fell. Lots of attempted efforts there. That was a good save by Finn Bogerson. Committed play by John Robertson. Ferguson racing after that one. And Gordon Marshall alert enough to mop things up. Laurent Jaffo is the man who will enter the fray for Ayr United, and Keith Hogg is the man who's on. Jaffo, a potent goal scorer already during his time here at Somerset Park. Now the corner for Ayr United. The head flick, and that just over the crossbar. It was John Traynor who got there just ahead of his marker. There was a decent corner. Traynor got there just in front of MacPherson. It was just over. Again, the ball holding up in the mud there, and it wasn't a convincing clearance by Finn Bogerson, and Jaffo almost picked up. Reilly looking for McIntyre, and that one's out. Robertson with a clearance, it falls for Gary Holt, who goes for the first time effort, and that was a flying save by Christian Finn Bogerson. He was a long way out when the ball fell to him, Gary Holt, but he decided to have a crack, and Finn Bogerson a spectacular save. And now Ian Ferguson racing clear, cross to the far post, the chance, and that's in! Jim Dick with a header. Somerset Park erupts. The home support delirious. It's Ayr United 1, Kilmarnock 0. The cross from Ferguson, Jim Dick made it powerfully, leaving Gordon Marshall with no chance. Ferguson did really well. The cross to the far post, Jim Dick steaming in there ahead of Gus MacPherson, into the net. 1-0 for Ayr. Kilmarnock, no, their Scottish Cup life is hanging by a thread. And Ayr United will battle for everything in the closing stages. Now McIntyre with a cross, and that's a very good clearance by the goal-scoring hero for Ayr United, Jim Dick. Good cross in by McIntyre, very dangerous indeed. Dick covered it well. Kilmarnock have thrown on all three substitutes as the corner comes in. Finn Bogerson punches again, headed away by Agnew, and Ayr have the chance to break once more through Ian Ferguson. The ball breaking off MacPherson. Ayr will have a throw in. Boland with a throw. Now plays it forward for Jaffo to put pressure on, which he does, and he's kept it in. And now Ferguson. The shot, and Ferguson has scored, and that surely clinches it for Ayr United. It was a mistake by Jim Lauchlan. Ian Ferguson picked the ball up from Jaffo and curled it past Gordon Marshall. Ayr 2, Kilmarnock 0. Jaffo looked up, teed up Ferguson, he had plenty of time in the box, and that is a perfect finish. Jaffo holding it up well, Ferguson curling it round Marshall, who was left with no chance, and Ayr have a 2-goal lead. And there the final whistle. Paul Agnew celebrates, so does Jim Dick. Jim Dick, the man, of course, who scored the opening goal with a powerful header at the far post. That put Ayr United 1-0 ahead. He celebrates with Ian Ferguson, the Ayr United fans celebrating too. It's the first time Ayr have beaten Kilmarnock in the Scottish Cup since 1924. Ian Ferguson trots back towards the changing rooms. Final score here at Somerset Park. It's Ayr United 2, Kilmarnock 0.
We've taken them away for a couple of days there and we got them together, good team spirit, and I thought that's what leaps and bounds for us, because we went out there and worked our socks off, and I think we deserved our victory in them.
The quality of the goals must have pleased you.
McNiverson, especially the first one, we've sat in a little bit and let Kilmarnock, obviously give them a lot of respect, cup holders, but we're doing well in the break, and Big Ferguson put a McNiverson ball in. Our game plan was for James Dick to arrive late in the box. He's timed at McNiverson and then put it away. Fantastic goal.
It was clear what this game means to both sets of fans. Just being here, the atmosphere was fantastic, wasn't it?
Well, like I've always said, I've been involved in a lot of big games, but today is probably the biggest game I've been involved in. It wasn't a game for anybody else but the supporters here. You've seen it with the atmosphere and the way people went about. You've seen the reaction of our supporters when we win, so they'll be delighted tonight, and I hope they enjoy themselves.
Bobby, I guess you're very, very disappointed after that.
Absolutely gutted. Tenant Scottish Cup brought us a great day. It's also brought us our saddest day. Absolutely gutted for the supporters who came out in these conditions and watched that.
Did you feel, first of all, that the game should have taken place?
The game's played. Can't go on about that. It's really disappointed. I'd made plans to go up to Lochilphead this weekend to support the Anthony Nolan Bone Marrow Trust, and I'm going to go. I'm not going to let any more people down this weekend.
Did you see those goals coming?
Well, when you don't take chances, and we had a few, not many to be fair, they don't go in for you. You feel is it going to be your day? But caught Marshall's not a save until he's picking the ball out the back of the net in the 83rd, 84th minute. Let's say that's cup football for you, and I hope the team that goes on to win it gets as much enjoyment out of it as we did last year.
Even more disappointing the fact that it is your local rivals, presumably.
Especially more disappointing. That's a real gutter. I mean, we know how much it means to supporters, and we've let them down today.
Well, a clearly furious Bobby Williamson. I guess, Gordon, the worst possible game that they can lose.
Yeah, and I mean, an ex-Kilmarnock player myself, I know the situation there. I mean, both the fans and everybody at the club would be, it is the worst possible situation. We'd be absolutely sick about that, but great delight for Ayr United. I mean, Kilmarnock have got the stadium, they've got the Premier Division status, they've got the Scottish Cup. Nothing sweeter for Ayr United than actually knocking them out.
Was it a game that you might have predicted that Kilmarnock would have slipped up on?
Not really, no. I think I knew it would be a difficult game. The conditions certainly didn't help. I mean, the conditions were not going to suit football. I would suspect Kilmarnock are a better football inside and have better players than Ayr have, but Ayr obviously battled very hard. It was a derby game, it was a cup tie, it was a game they were desperate to win, and they took their chances really well. You have to say that on the balance of the match, it looked as if Kilmarnock had most of the play, most of the possession, but two great goals by Ayr United.
I know, in sympathy, I'm sure from you, for both sets of players, the conditions absolutely dreadful.
Yeah, I think it's always difficult when you say underfoot conditions, but you know, it made a tremendous cup tie, as you say, the local rivals, and it'll be doubly disappointing for Kilmarnock, especially being the cup holders. But as I say, to lose to Ayr United, then you know it'll be hard to bear.
Well, sure to be a great lift for Ayr United.